This is my hat. There are many like it, but this one is mine. My hat is my best friend. It is my life. I must master it as I must master my life. Without me, my hat is useless. Without my hat, I am useless. Oh, and also, Kirby.
Kirby Super Star, the game where Kirby gets to show off just how much of a superstar he truly is. This here is the game that features all of Kirby's ultimate adventures, and there's so many of them that I can't even count them all in just one sitting. Released on March 21st, 1996, for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, this game truly showed us that Kirby really is a superstar after all, as you can clearly tell by all these gnarly adventures of his. I mean, even the game's box art says 8 games in 1 right on it, so you know it's gonna be good, no matter what anybody tells you. Oh, and if anybody actually does tell you otherwise, then just ignore them. What do they know, am I right?
So why the heck is this game known as Kirby's Fun Pack in the PAL regions of the world? Why does Kirby have the beam copy ability on the game's box art? Why are there only 2 minigames to play in this game, and that's it? And why is Kirby now pink all of a sudden, instead of white like he was in Kirby's Dreamland for the Game Boy? Well, time to suck up a whole bunch of enemies and gain their copy abilities.
This game is a 2D side-scrolling platformer that is very similar to previous entries in the Kirby series, but also very different at the same time. You play as Kirby in order to successfully complete various levels while avoiding all kinds of obstacles and enemies. Kirby can walk, run, jump, swim, crouch, slide, and inhale enemies and objects, and then spit them back out as projectiles. You can also fly for a limited amount of time by inflating yourself. But while you're flying, you can't attack or use any other abilities, although you can release a weak puff of air when you're done flying. Oh, and doing this somehow defeats your enemies as well. I never really understood that. You guys better watch out for Kirby's bad breath. Apparently it's really deadly in these games. By eating certain enemies, you can gain their copy abilities, which are basically power-ups that allow you to take on the properties the swallowed enemy previously possessed, kinda like Mario Odyssey. You also gain the ability to strike a guarding pose in this game, in order to defend yourself from weak enemy attacks, which just so happens to be the exact same pose Kirby uses for his shield in the Smash Bros. Games. What are the odds of that?
Man, Kirby sure looks pretty angry while striking this guarding pose. In fact, those Oreo cookies over there don't look too happy either.
Oreo, 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 Oreo.
Please, stay back. I'm warning you. I already had my nightly dessert like 5 minutes ago.
If you end up using a copy ability, you can produce a helper, which is another character that can be controlled by either a second player or a CPU automatically. Just like Kirby, helpers can also continuously float, but they can only use the specific copy ability they were originally based on, which kinda sucks. You can either grant your helper a different form, or avert them into a power-up in case of emergency. You lose health if you get hit by an enemy or hazard, and same thing goes for your helper as well. If your helper loses all their health, there's a very short amount of time for you to grant it a brand new power-up before it eventually disappears for good. But if you lose all your health, you lose a life, plain and simple. However, your health can be replenished by eating all different kinds of food scattered across the game's many levels, ranging from healthy fruits and veggies to not so healthy desserts and sweets. Dang, Kirby's got a really complex diet now, doesn't he? No wonder he's so round and plump. But if you lose all your lives, you get a game over, so watch out.
Man, Kirby sure loves eating all different kinds of junk food, his personal favorite being Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Isn't that right, Curbmeister?
Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Nowadays on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on a roll. Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor. Reese's Puffs, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Nowadays on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on a roll. Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor. Reese's Puffs, in the AM, it's the flavor I savor. Peanut butter and chocolate too. You know how I do, that's what I wake up to. My Reese's Puffs inspired this rhyme. That peanut butter chocolate combination's on time. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor.
Okay, I guess I'll take that as a yes.
And now it's time to talk a little bit about the many different game modes this grand old adventure has to offer. This game is split up into 7 smaller games, 6 primary ones, and only 1 supplementary game, as well as 2 little bite-sized mini-games for you to play, which I'll get to a bit later on down the line. So technically, this big package is really only 7 games in one. That is, unless you count those 2 mini-games as the extra 8th game, but whatever. While most of these games retain pretty much the same game mechanics, they all have different stories and objectives. Some games must be unlocked by completing other games, and they must all be finished in order to fully complete the entire game.
Wait, so you have to finish all 8 games in order to fully complete the entire game? Man, this is even crazier than Benson's new Fortnite dance. Hit it, Bean Teen.
Go Benson, it's your birthday. Go Benson, it's your birthday. Go Benson, it's your birthday.
Okay, if they don't add this epic dance into the game, then I'm gonna be a very unhappy camper.
This here is a complete remake of the very first Kirby game, Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy, along with all the gameplay enhancements of this game. Oh, and it's also now in color as well! Wowie zowie! In this game mode, you have to make your way over to King Dedede's castle in order to challenge him there in a massive boxing ring at the end of your adventure. It turns out, King Dedede has stolen all the food from the citizens of Dreamland, so it's your job to bring the stolen food back to the citizens before they starve to death. Several levels from the original version have been merged together into one, while some of the original boss fights have been removed entirely from the game.
Wait, some of these boss fights were officially taken out of Spring Breeze? Aw man, that's disappointing. But don't worry, Hugh Neutron's Donut Boy theme song will cheer you up. Take it away, Hugh Man.
Who's the super cool cop? It always gets the bad guy. Donut Boy! That's me, yeah. He brings a delicious assortment of sweet delights. Donut Boy! Got a creamy filling.
Okay, you guys already know how I'm gonna be spending the next hour of my life.
In this game mode, you have to prevent a giant bird named Dyna Blade from disturbing all the crops in Dreamland. This mode consists of 4 separate levels you have to clear before facing off against Dyna Blade, the big bad bird himself, or herself, whichever gender it is. We've also got 2 secret areas and a mini-boss that occasionally moves across the world map from time to time, who kinda looks like a really thick Mickey Mouse without a mouth. Just saying.
Yeah, this mini-boss does look kinda weird, but at least he doesn't look as weird as that puppy monkey baby hybrid creature I saw on TV a couple of years back.
Man, I might just chill tonight.
Puppy monkey baby. 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 Puppy monkey baby.
Mountain Dew Kickstart. Dew, juice, caffeine.
And believe me, the scariest part about that commercial is the fact that they built a little doggy door in the wall for it, implying that they get multiple visits from it.
This here is a racing game mode where you race against King Dedede while eating as much food as humanly possible. This mode takes place across 3 different levels of varying length, and every time you eat a piece of food, you earn some points. Whoever earns the most points by the end of all 3 levels wins, along with special bonus points being awarded to the first player to finish each race. You can choose to race against either King Dedede or a ghost player, which is really just your best previous attempt at the race. You can also just simply race alone for the fastest possible time, kinda like the time trials mode in the Mario Kart games. You know, just for kicks and giggles.
Wait, so you can race against your own ghost in this game mode? Man, this is even cooler than how Superman shaves in the morning. And now, here's the cartoon version of the pure magic. Man, Lex Luthor should wear a costume made entirely out of mirrors.
Okay, I don't really see anything offensive about this great cave, but oh well. This here is a Metroidvania-style adventure where you explore a mysterious cave in search of treasure. You have to find a total of 60 treasure chests hidden across 4 different areas of the cave. Some of these treasures are actually references to many other Nintendo franchises, including the Triforce from The Legend of Zelda, Captain Falcon's helmet from F-Zero, Mr. Saturn from Earthbound, and so much more. Many other treasures reference valuable items that have appeared in several role-playing games, or RPGs for short, such as Orichalcum, whatever that is.
Man, I bet you could find a whole bunch of other cool stuff in this cave as well. Like, for instance, this talking gorilla.
Carl! Music! Wait, nah. Skip. Better.
Dang, could you imagine seeing this guy at the zoo? All the tickets will be sold out in no time.
This here is a story-driven game mode that chronicles your efforts of stopping Meta Knight once and for all, who's basically just a Darth Vader version of Kirby. Meta Knight attempts to take over Dreamland and officially end the inhabitants' lazy lifestyle by invading them in his signature airship, the battleship Halberd. In this mode, every level is under a strict time limit, and you lose a life if you don't finish a level in time, just like in Mario. The battleship Halberd takes damage every time you clear a level, and a little meter at the bottom of the screen showcases the current status of the ship. You also fight against numerous bosses in this mode, and it all culminates in an epic chasing sequence where you have to escape the falling ship before it becomes completely destroyed.
Wait, so there's a time limit in this game mode, but no time limit in the previous game modes? That makes about as much sense as saying, oh, I was born on December 31st, 1999, at exactly 11:59 p.m. That makes me a 90s kid.
This here is the largest mode in the entire game, and it's very easy to see why. It starts off with the Sun and Moon getting into a really heated argument around Planet Popstar. Maybe they're fighting because one of them stole the other's candy bar or something, who knows. But then, a large jester-like creature known as Marx tells Kirby that he must travel across a total of 9 different planets and officially restore the giant wish-granting comet clock known as Nova, who kinda looks like that creepy sun from the Teletubbies. That can't be a good thing, right? So unlike the previous modes in this game, Kirby is unable to use any copy abilities whatsoever. Instead, you have to collect these things known as Copy Essence Deluxes. Once they're in Kirby's possession, they allow you to select any copy ability of your choice from an organized list, and you can keep them all permanently. This mode also features a fair share of auto-scrolling shooter levels as well, just to shake things up a bit. I mean, variety is the spice of life after all. At the end of the mode, it turns out Marx was the one who actually masterminded the entire conflict the whole time. Man, what a twist. He wishes to Nova to officially control all of Planet Popstar, but of course, Kirby prevents him from doing so, because he's the boy.
Man, this big yellow clock sure is massive. In fact, if it fell on top of me, I would become as flat as a pancake, just like Flat Stanley. Say, that's not a bad idea. I mean, if I become flat, I could easily slip underneath any door, and then come out the other side lickety-split. Actually, that sounds like a lot of fun. I think I'll go try that right now.
This here is a boss attack mode that challenges you to fight every single boss in the game, with only 1 life and a free selection of all kinds of copy abilities at the very start of the mode. You can replenish your health up to 5 times in total between rounds, and you're always granted 2 copy abilities at random. So what do you get for officially completing this entire mode? You guessed it, a sound test! Yay! So much fun! I could easily spend countless hours on this thing if I wanted to. Not!
Wait, why the heck is Kirby wearing headphones in the sound test menu? I mean, he doesn't even have ears. Man, this is even more embarrassing than that one time Waluigi accidentally walked into the girl's bathroom.
M for Mario? No! Oh yeah, W for Waluigi!
See? Even Waluigi sometimes makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect.
So these are basically 2 separate minigames that can either be played by yourself or with a friend, if you have any. The first minigame is known as Samurai Kirby, which is a basic timing minigame that's very similar to one of the minigames in Kirby's Adventure for the NES. The second minigame is known as Megaton Punch, where you have to simply punch a planet in order to make a bigger crack than your opponent, and this minigame is also all about timing as well. Wait, is that Mario and Luigi cheering for Kirby in the audience over there? Now this is what you call the ultimate anime crossover. And if you take a look at the other side of the screen...
There's 2 of them!
Wait, so all of a sudden, Kirby's a flippin' samurai now? Man, maybe he should take up sumo wrestling next. I mean, he already eats a pretty large portion of food on a daily basis, so I say go for it. What could possibly go wrong?
So believe it or not, this game actually got a full-blown remake known as Kirby Super Star Ultra, or Kirby of the Stars Ultra Super Deluxe in Japan. Geez, what a mouthful. Released on September 22nd, 2008, for the Nintendo DS, this remake was developed in order to commemorate the 15th anniversary of the Kirby franchise, even though they were about a year or two late. Silly goofballs. This game still retains all 8 modes found in the original version, but it also adds 4 brand new ones as well. Revenge of the King, which is essentially just a more difficult version of Spring Breeze. Meta Nightmare Ultra, which allows you to traverse many different levels as Meta Knight himself. Helper to Hero, where you have to control helpers and fight bosses along with them. And True Arena, which is really just an updated version of the arena from the Super Nintendo version. This remake also includes 3 brand new minigames, integration of the touchscreen, enhanced graphics and audio, full motion video cutscenes, and wireless multiplayer for up to 4 people via DS Download Play. Sheesh, with all these new additions, this game feels like an entirely different product altogether. Now that's the power of remakes. Oh, and after you officially defeat King Dedede in Revenge of the King, we see him walking down a desert road while hanging his head down in shame. Aw, poor little guy.
I walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me and I walk alone.
And now for the flaws. Let's get to them before Dyna Blade grabs me with his beak and carries me away.
The first flaw that I have with this game is the fact that it's not very difficult at all. It's a bit on the easy side if you ask me. Now don't get me wrong, this game is still fun and all, and I know most Kirby games are known for being pretty easy, but maybe if it was just a tad more challenging, I think it would definitely clear up all the dark and stormy clouds in the sky. I mean, who doesn't love sunny days, am I right? The second flaw with the game is the level design not really being as intricate as in the Mario series. Now I know both of these gaming franchises are 2 entirely different beasts altogether, but there's not really that much platforming in this game. And even when there is platforming, you can just float above all of it like it's not even there in the first place, which really adds to the easiness factor of this game. Again, I know other Kirby games are also like this as well, but at least make all the more difficult sections of these games a little farther away from the end of your adventure. Man, this is even worse than Chris McLean's new challenge idea.
Alrighty then, campers. Today's challenge is a little game I'd like to call Among Us! Huh? Anyway, for today's challenge, all 10 of you will be given a list of tasks to do around the campsite, like unclogging the toilets, or helping Chef take out the trash. But be warned, 2 of these 10 tasks lists will be fake. If you get a fake list, you'll be an imposter! The imposter's job is to take out every other camper, thereby killing them. If you get killed, you have to lie down on the spot you died on and wait until someone finds your body. Or ignore it. I don't think anyone would care if any of you vanished. When you do find a body, report it, and have everyone meet up at the cafeteria and figure out dramatically who done it, and send them down to the dock of shame, effectively ejecting them off the island. If imposters win, both get immunity from tonight's elimination. But if they both get caught, they both go home. Fun, ain't it? Alright, meet up at the cafeteria to get your tasks from Chef. Pronto! And go!
And the worst part is, this sounds like an actual challenge Chris would do on the show.
But despite these 2 minor flaws, this truly is one of the best Kirby games in the entire franchise. The graphics, the large amount of content, the simultaneous 2-player mode, and Kirby's power-absorbing ability really make this game shine, and the sound, controls, and overall fun factor also play a key role as well. The perfect execution of the varied controls leads to simple but charming fun, and the impressive musical score, colorful visuals, and excellent multiplayer deserve all the praise they can possibly receive. So with that being said, I'm giving Kirby Super Star 76 out of 100 Mario hats. And that's pretty much all there is to say about this game, nothing else much really. Keep on chowing down on all those Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, everybody.
Okay guys, so next time we meet, we'll be taking a look at Diddy Kong Racing for the Nintendo 64. So you guys better start revving up your engines, because this epic racing adventure is unlike anything you've ever experienced before. This unique game blends adventure and racing like no other game, so stay tuned for that. Oh, and remember, gaming is not a crime. Until then, and stay awesome sauce. Kirby, you ate all the Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. You were supposed to save some for me.
Peanut butter and chocolate too. You know how I do, that's what I wake up to. My Reese's Puffs inspired this rhyme. That peanut butter chocolate combination's on time.